This man just won his first Supercross of the year, first win on a Yamaha. He widened his points series lead as well, and we're happy to have him on as Star Yamaha's Eli Tomac. What's up, ET? How are you, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. Thank you for calling and appreciate it. Congrats on the win. That had to have been cool. I don't know, man. Look, you've won a ton of races, but you seemed really excited and really happy when I talked to you on TV in the press conference to win on the Yamaha. I guess it means a little bit, right? Because it's the first win?
Yeah, and that's what it was. It's like,
yeah,
I didn't really know when I was going to win on the thing, and then just, I don't know, being around that whole new team, new environment, and just that feeling. I don't know. It's just a different feeling when you go to a new place, right? And then we were able to do that. Like there was a ton of expectation, and questions, and I had questions in the back of my mind before all this change, and I guess once you finally accomplish that win, man, that's when it was like it all just came out. I was just freaking pumped.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, what's funny is like you're one of the all-time greats, and you've got all these wins, and it's still, I guess it's still cool for you. It's still neat to do it on a different team and a different bike. That's awesome.
It's like, I mean, that's why I'm out there, right? Is like I'm out there to try to win a race. I just love that feeling. So, and then I got it. It was sick.
RV, he's 3 behind you.
He'll beat me.
Oh,
he'll pass me for sure. 100%.
Are you?
We're early in the season, baby.
I know. So, how do you feel? three back.
What do you mean? How do I feel?
Well,
am I?
Are you? Would you be angry when Eli passes you and you go one behind? Like
no,
no.
I mean,
okay.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's those records are to be broke. Not mine. Mine's not even a record, but it's it's there in the books.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know who cares less about sort of their all-time stats than you, RV, or Eli. Eli, you don't seem. I've told you a few times over the years, hey, man, you just passed this guy, or hey, man, you just did this, and you're like, yeah, cool. And RV, I think you were the same way. Neither one of you guys are. I'll start with you, Eli. It's not what you live and breathe,
No, I mean, for me personally, like what I live and breathe is like just getting the titles in the first place, right?
Yep.
I mean, the rest of them are cool too, but it's like just getting those titles, right? But for X amount of number, I don't know.
You're just like whatever.
Yeah, you just go,
Right, because I think
you just keep racing.
I think you're third all time in 450 motocross wins. You're right up there. You know what I mean? So, this is stuff to me as a media guy and as a fan. This is stuff I'm into for sure. But
Eli, so moving to a new team, and I have this question only because I never moved. Right, like. What's the new? It's a new bike. It's a new team. They're learning you. What's you coming into the new team? Do you feel like you have more say in certain areas? Do you feel like they're learning you and they're waiting for you to speak? Because I never had that, right? When I was with Kawasaki the entire time. I came from PC, so it's more like they knew me as a kid, and I don't want to say they treated me as a kid, but I didn't have a lot of leeway with what we wanted to do, So like I feel like if I would have went to a new team, they'd be like, okay, what's waiting for me? What am I going to say? What does he want? What should we do for is that a big difference going to a new team?
Yes, and I had to take all that into account before I made a move, right? It's like, who are you going to be working with, who you surround yourself with, and do you think those people will work with you, and will they provide you, what you think you need, and, hopefully give you the best equipment. But, that's a big part of it is I felt like I could just have certain things be better, right? And certain things would take a long time to move, at
Cowie.
On my last team. At Cowie. So it's, I don't know. A lot of times I wanted to try things or try a new direction. Right. And, it just like, I didn't want any handcuffs to do that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's different, and then surrounding yourself and having people believe in your direction too, but also taking advice from them, right? But dropping all egos too at the same time. It's like, go out there and try it, see if it's better. If it's not, oh well,
Mm-hmm.
I get my question, Eli, is Jake. My question, are those conversations, I don't know how much you can or are willing to say, but are those conversations you had during negotiations, like talking to them, like, hey, I want a little bit of freedom if I feel like I need to go certain directions? Are those, or whatever the conversation may have been, but are those conversations that you would have during that time?
Yeah, it's I don't really know what I can say, it's just, I basically already said it. It's just like, I don't know. Well, here's the thing, right, is I felt like I was just kind of stuck with what I had. And if we did try a couple of things, it wouldn't get better. So I was just like, I think there is better stuff out there, and that was another reason, to go.
You know what, though, Eli? You're right. Absolutely. It's working for you, and, you got the points lead. But then, like, Jason Anderson goes to Cowie, and you can't tell me the Cowie is, a way better bike than the Husqvarna. I just, whatever. It's different. They're all really good at that level.
Yeah.
And I think Anderson has benefited from just what you benefited from. He's around new people. He's around the team that you know well. He's riding maybe better than ever. And, like, that was a great move for Anderson, it's looking like early, and probably the same reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm not there now.
Right.
Things can change, but
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same, but
I think just looking in, like, looking back on myself, like, I think if I would have made a change, I think that you would, like, for myself, I would have been able to call some more shots, have a little more power, have a little more, they would, not that they didn't listen to me either, but just a little more, when I said something, more substance to it, and like, we're going to try that. Going to a new team, I feel like at a later age, you're smarter, you're more established,
right.
You're longer down the road. It's harder to argue with that.
Yep.
Well, I've seen it a little bit firsthand because I bounced around a little bit, and like, I was with RV. And then I had been around like Kenny at RCH and Barsha at JGR, like guys that are expected to win. And from my perspective, when you have a longtime guy that's at a team like RV or Eli, like I feel like they seem to want to kind of hang out in that sweet spot, at least in their mind. Well, we're already winning. He can win races.
Sure, yeah.
We don't want to veer too far.
Right.
But then they go to a new team, like when RV left. I wasn't at Cowie anymore, but I was still at the test tracks and was whatever. Like, I think at that point, then they were thinking, well, Davey's going to fill that void of we want him to win. And then they're like, all right, well, what do we need for you to win? Because they're saying, well, I don't like this. I don't like. And then they're like, well, this is the guy we're banking on to win. And then they're a little bit more willing, from my perspective,
right.
They're a little more willing to go outside the box.
Yeah, maybe. I could see that for sure. Eli, for you at Anaheim, the 3-3 after the finish, I think you were the first guy to do it.
Yeah.
What'd you see on the video? Quicker? I know, Anderson messed it up there and you got the lead, but then I don't think you did it very many times in the main. What'd you see on video and what was your thought process behind that 3-3?
Yeah, I did it in the heat race and that was it. And I can't remember. Oh, it was AP. So I did it behind AP, I think once, and then I did it in front of him. Right. And then it wasn't making up any time. And then it was throwing me because I would, you'd go 3 up and then I would kind of square the turn, right, and go up the right side of the whoops.
Yep.
And the right side of the whoops weren't fast for me, so I was just like, you know what, I'm way better off just going 2-3, and then just rolling the outside to that left side of the whoop. So that was it. It wasn't making up any time. I'm just like, how is this 3-3 not making up time?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It's frustrating when those lines don't make up time because it's like, they're technical. You had to like be good in that flat turn before and like have a good seat bounce. But it didn't do anything.
Right. What's the one thing? And again, I'm not asking you to talk bad about Cowie or anything. But what's the one thing that you really liked about the new team? Like, just is there obviously Ricky Gilmore is working with you, the KYB. He's a great guy. But what's one thing that's just been really nice for you? And I'm not even saying this in a way of like that Cowie wasn't this way, but what is it for you that like you're like, yeah, this is cool? Like I look at it like, look, they're not corporate. It's Star Yamaha. It's Bobby Reagan. Maybe autograph sessions are different, or maybe responsibilities are different for you. Maybe it's a bit looser with things that are going on. Like, just give us an idea of what you like.
It's that. It's basically like I had a ton of fun just preseason.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we still all, worked our ass off, but I went to Florida. I started in Colorado, and then I was in California. I started riding public tracks again. But, that being said, when I was at Cali, I mean, I could have went to public tracks, right? But I kind of chose not to. So that's kind of my own problem. So a lot of the the difference is on me.
Yeah.
I just chose to approach it differently, and I started riding with guys again. I've been riding a lot with Christian and Thrasher. Those are the guys out here right now. So that's the biggest difference, right? Is just being a little more open to everything.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, an old dog can learn new tricks, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, RV, before you were here, RV, you said you wish you would have changed. You wish you would have switched and just tried something new.
I do. I think it might have bought me another 2 years of 2 or 3 years of racing.
Yeah.
Just new team, new atmosphere, a new color fender in front of me. Maybe going to a team that hadn't won in a while. So then it's the Yamaha 450, the 250's been won on, but the 450 hasn't been in championship wise. So there's a whole lot of new goals that can be set, and I think that would have, like I said, bought me another 2 or 3 years.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Eli, we're 4 rounds down. You got the red plate. You've had your best January ever by like 4 points. I did some research on it. It looks like about 4 points. You've got more points than you've ever had. These tracks, though, to me, and maybe it's just recency bias, these have been 4 of the toughest tracks to start the season that I can remember in a long time. Do you agree?
Yes. To start a season, absolutely.
Right.
And A1 was ruthless. Like both sets of whoops at Anaheim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough track, and they've started pretty tough. I would say San Diego was a little bit easy, but that's just a tight floor. They can't do much in it. But they've been pretty tough.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they did that, but
have the whoops? Obviously, I haven't done any track walks. Have the whoops been built bigger than? I mean, you're mentioning tougher track, but that's one of the things. Whoops have a big thing to do with a tough track, but have they been bigger than like more middle of the season, or because it seems like some of the nobody's just crushing the whoops right now. Are they bigger? Or are they is the dirt a little bit like?
Yes.
Did we have more rain coming into the season where they're getting some cups and more ruts and things like that in them?
They're just bigger. They're like, because in the years past it seems like they always start them out a little mellow, right, and then they would get bigger as the season went on, and now they're just starting like fat. They're just big.
Yeah.
And they've all been loader built. I don't know if they used to always do that, but they're always right now. They're all loader built, and they're just kind of big dogs,
Yep.
So I heard that from some other guys about the loader built, and I just thought they were built with a skid. Like you build the pad, right, and then you just get a skid thing and you drag it in the middle.
I believe they're all loader built, and
all the time.
It just depends on if they do 2 or 3 scoops.
They do dozer sometime, right?
I don't know. I've been hearing this loader built from guys.
They do dozer built sometimes.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes it would be dozer, right? And those are like more high frequency whoops, but these loader ones, man, they're just fat. And then they're like canyons in the middle.
And bigger and farther apart, so they're like more like 4 to 5 feet apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, the unseated guys, they're not having fun.
Yeah, no.
They're not having fun to start the year. Those poor guys, I mean, there's like literally like a groove on beside them, nonstop.
Yeah, just go around them.
Eli, to start the show, I had to ask RV here about the Anderson-Roxon thing. And I think we had the similar feelings. And now you don't ride like this, and neither does RV. And we had Dungy on the phone, who also doesn't ride like, except when he took out Jake.
Jake kind of fell over on his own.
Yeah, Jake,
we watched it.
You kind of
Where?
Dallas. You fell over on your own.
No, the weekend before he killed me.
Oh,
the one we just watched, you kind of like he ran you high and your front wheel.
Dungy's denying this, Jake. He's denying that he took you out.
He killed me in San Diego.
Okay, we'll pull that out. We'll see if we can figure this out.
Travis pulled that one up.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Eli, we saw Barsha on Bogle, Marv on Mookie and all that. It seems like these guys are getting a little crazy to start the year. Would you agree? Like, what's going on here? What's happening?
Well, I don't know what's happening. It is happening. And a lot of times it's like early rounds, like guys are still just spazzing, right? And then I feel like later on the season, like everyone's getting a little worn out and that stuff kind of chills out. So
Okay.
I don't know if everyone's just still like tweaking out or what, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, there's been some contact, you know, and this weekend it's just like, yeah, the lines came together, and I guarantee you, Kenny just didn't even expect the guy to be there. You know,
Right.
what I said.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about it. Like, obviously, you know, I don't know why he went wide there. That's what I was kind of saying, and I think RV too. Like, you got a guy on you, it's the sand, you know. But hey, these things happen.
Yeah.
We got some phone calls for you. Let's get into it here. First up is Alex on one. Alex, what's your question for Eli Tomac?
Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect. Congrats on the win, first of all, Eli. It was really cool to see you get it done on the blue bike. My question is kind of going along a little bit with what Steve asked. You've touched on how the team aspect of the change was different. I was kind of wondering how you've had to maybe modify or adapt your riding style to the Yamaha. We know that the Cowie's pretty strong rear steering, and the Yamaha is known for its bottom end grunt. I was just wondering if there's anything that you found that you really had to change with your riding style or your approach switching to the new bike.
Oh, you know, I was really dialed in pretty quick. I mean, as in feeling like comfortable just cruising down the road, like my whatever you want to call it, rider triangle, right? So like that was good. Nothing felt too funky or weird. And then it's just like you go into just fine tuning all your suspension and like finalizing clamps and all that stuff. And to be honest, it was mostly just things that I liked more. I'm more of a front end guy, as in like front bias. So I like weight on my front end. So right away, the Yamaha was better that way for me. So I didn't really struggle with anything else at all.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Alex.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Blue Crew teammates, myself, Eli Tomac, and Ryan Villapoto. And we had a big night at Anaheim.
That's right.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah.
You think Eli's going to call you for some testing like you did for when you were Varsha and all that? Remember, you helped set the bike up?
I mean,
are you available?
I'm available.
He's available.
I'm never going to push on. I won't push on anybody. But yeah.
Right. There you go, Eli.
I don't know if I'm any good at it, but whatever.
Right.
I can give you my opinion.
If you guys have the exact opposite of riding styles and body
But
shapes,
see,
sure.
I don't buy that though. Like I
okay.
said, like I rode the Cowie and the guy calls in and says, "Oh, it's a rear steering motorcycle." And then I jumped on a stock Yamaha 450 and went and rode it the same way I rode the Kawasaki. So they have different characteristics. They do certain things better than others.
Mm-hmm.
Like Yamaha seems to have a little more, like he said, grunt out of the bottom. So there's differences, but as
you ride it. Yeah.
In Eli's position or somebody that's racing it, like you adapt to what the motorcycle does and you try to make what it's not good at better.
Mm-hmm.
And what it's good at, you try to make that better too. That's what everybody's trying to improve the motorcycle all across the board.
Right. Eli, we had last time we had Phil Nicoletti in here. We called Ricky Gilmore, and we were grilling him on suspension stuff. Not so much for you, but just suspension in general. And now Phil ends up with like a little bit of a KYB deal through Ricky through KYB. Are you worried that Ricky's going to be busy with Phil and not work with you at all? Is this a concern at all that Phil gets your attention?
Man, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Hopefully, he doesn't give out any secrets, man. I don't know.
All right. We'll try to make sure that for Phil and his 5 to 10 finish on the 250 East. Ash, welcome to the show. What's your question for Eli Tomac? Ash, you there?
Yeah, sorry, there was a delay, Steve. Yeah. Hey, I'm calling international, so I'll try and make sure I sound really clear.
All right.
Hey, Eli, obviously you go ball fast, dude. There are entire YouTube videos of you out there just going into beast mode. But I think what is really underrated is how little you crash since, your Thunder Valley big one. I think you got the current record for the most starts without missing a race. So my question is, are you aware of that when you're riding? Are you only going at 90% and you could push even harder? Or is your your style smooth is fast. I hope that came through clear.
Oh, I don't. It's just the thing is that's a hard thing to explain, man. I try to ride within limit, right? And there's times where you are going hard, but I don't know. I feel like your style is your style, and the only one that knows what's going on is yourself. And I guess you could say I'm just in control, but I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain that. Hopefully it keeps going that way too.
Yeah. Sometimes in some of those supercross races where you had to dig deep, and you were just lowering your lap time, like 3 laps in a row, and and you're pushing. All of us are like, how is he doing this right now? Look how angry he looks, right? Like, you know. So, but yeah, like you said, Eli, you're just riding and trying, right? So, thanks, Ash. Thanks for the call. You're right. You missed the race with the shoulder injury, whatever that was, 4 years ago at Houston, and then. And then other than that, it was the Thunder Valley crash, and then Jake, you and Eli got together. Eli's first year.
Yeah,
you were both very angry with each other.
That was just a bad scenario.
Oh yeah, let's put that one behind us. Huh?
Yeah. Let's move on from that one.
Yeah,
let's move on. Why'd you even bring that up?
Hey, Eli, literally, I was thinking about the times that you missed, and then halfway through the sentence, I'm like, oh shit, it was with Weimer.
Like things came out of my mouth. I didn't even know like how I said it and what I said. It just was like.
I swear to you, as I was saying the sentence, I was trying to think in my mind of when you missed time, and Eli, I was halfway through the sentence when I was like, "Oh shit, it was Weimer." Like I really didn't know.
That one was unfortunate, and that was I ended up having surgery on my shoulder. But that was just a terrible scenario, and that was literally the first gate drop of that season, and he was second, I was third. And I was actually super stoked for that season. Like, was feeling really good, and I'm sure for him too. Like that one just sucked.
Yeah.
ORW bringing you Eli Tomac on the show. Let's move on. Pulpamex code at offroadwarehouse.com. Speaking of Dungy taking out Weimer, we had Dungy on earlier, Eli, and him and RV here were going back and forth about hanging it up early and working with Baker. And they both left titles on the line, race wins, and all this stuff, and they just chose to hang it up. This brings me to you. You're 29. You go hard off the track for training. We know you put in the work. I'm a bit surprised at 29. You've left this open. Like, this isn't your last year by any means, as far as we know. You still, like, when do you see the end here, or have you even thought about it?
Oh, I don't really want to think about it, and whenever that time is, I'm going to make that call like at the end of the season. Like,
right.
So I don't know. All you can do is just like make that decision on your own. Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. It. Like my thing is like, dude, I was still pumped to win that race and I wanted more. So I've kept going,
Mm-hmm.
And that's like how my thought process has been.
Yeah.
But, those two might have hung it up early, but they won a crap load of races and a crap load of championships. So that can't be replaced by any means.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. I don't want to draw any lines like any time right now, and I have no idea when that day is yet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally think.
What were you? 27, 26?
I think like early, like just turned 27. I think.
Yeah.
But I just think your move to a new team is going to buy you. Obviously we're in this season, so I personally think at least another season or two. Just with the move, and that's where I said I think for myself moving would have been beneficial. So I think it was a good move on your part to move to a new team.
Yeah.
I may have considered not racing if I wouldn't have gone elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Brett's on too. He's got a question about John. Go ahead, Brett.
Oh, g'day guys. Hi Eli, congratulations on the win at A2. That's your Aussie super fan here. How are you?
Oh, yeah. I recognize the voice.
Yeah, how are you, mate? Hey, just wondering, is the General going to the test track, like, down to Florida with you?
Is your dad?
Oh, my dad? Yeah. Florida, no, he did not go down there that trip. But He's out here in California right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do the other guys, get tips or advice from General, or are they trying to steal him away from you at all?
No, I don't know. I mean, it's like nowadays, it's like everything's shared information, and at the same, like right now for me, it's fun, but deep down inside, it also drives me nuts that like everyone just knows what everyone's doing, and that's just it, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. Like at this time in my career, I'm like okay with it, right? Like being around everyone, showing everything. But that's just the thing now. Like everyone just knows everyone's program, what they're doing for laps.
Eli,
it's kind of weird.
Listen, Eli, you flew on a jet with Roxon and AC.
I don't even know what to think.
Eli, you flew on a jet with Kenny and AC, so you're part of the problem. You're hanging on.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is my point in my career. I can like do that, but it just seems kind of crazy. I don't. Yeah, it's just weird.
I'm kind of with you a little bit. Like, I come from an older era where Chad did his, James did his thing, Ricky did his thing. No one talked. Everyone hated each other. Like that was a different. Yeah, it's different than now. So I remember when Roxon Roxon went to go train at Alden's. We were all like, oh, my God, how is that going to work? Like, Roxon's the next guy. RV's going to show him everything, and you didn't care, Ryan, but yeah.
I mean, I think the cream's always going to rise to the top.
Right.
There's always somebody that's going to be able to work harder or that's mentally more fit or just mentally or just fitter in general.
Yeah. Yeah. That blew me away when Roxon went to your place. I was just like, wow. So, yeah, I'm kind of with Eli a little bit. It's weird. Thanks for the call, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Good on you, Eli. See ya.
You knew this call was coming, Eli. Jesse, what's up? You want to talk to Eli Tomac about the Motocross the Nations?
Yeah, can you guys hear me all right?
We can. All right, let it go here, Jesse.
All right, man. So, Eli, you've accomplished pretty much everything there is to accomplish in the sport, but there is one trophy still missing from your trophy case. So with that said, curious, how big of a priority is it for you to race designations and try to stamp your Hall of Fame career by bringing the Chamberlain back to the U.S.?
It would be a cherry on top, that's for sure. It's not like to me, like Supercross is still number one. That's going to rub a lot of people wrong, but like if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna line up there and go for it again.
All right, there you go, Jesse. Thanks, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Thank
you.
A lot. Before we let you go, Eli, on the show brought to you by offroadwarehouse.com. PulpMX code to save. You don't like the Triple Crowns, Eli, but you're good at them, and we got the first one coming up this weekend.
Yeah, and I don't even know. How long are they 10 minutes now? Is it 3:10s? I was trying to figure that out today. I should know that, but I don't.
No, I thought they were 3:12s, to be honest. I know they used to change, but I think we're all doing the same now.
Yeah, well, our very first year I think they were even longer, and those were gnarly.
Yep.
I think it was like even like a 16 and a 14 and a 12, but
the
3:12s, it's not too bad. It's just all it is. The gnarliest thing about them is you're starting with all the good guys 3 times that night, right? And it's a little bit gnarly, but as long as they keep that, to whatever it is, 3 rounds, whatever.
Okay.
We're already part of the circus. I guess let's go.
RV, would you have liked Triple Crowns?
I mean, you get 3 gate drops, man, and that's 2 more chances for a fuck up on the line. So
okay.
Yeah.
Or two other chances where if you screw up one. So, I think that I don't know. I've never raced it, so.
Right. Jake, did you ever do them?
No.
Yeah.
I think there's a mental side to that.
We've all done Monster Cup though.
Yeah.
It's similar.
So I think that the cream will definitely rise to the crop, and the cream will always rise in that one because I think everybody's fresh going into main one, and then they got to regroup.
Yeah.
Either they had a bad race or they won it or whatever, but then maybe they're a little tired or this or that. So there's a lot that comes into play with the Triple Crowns, I think, and
I think on that level, on the winning level, it comes down like who's the most focused, like who's the most dialed in, because then you're really talking about starts,
right?
Is what you're talking about,
yeah.
Because the fastest guy most of the time wins, So then it comes down to position on the track and where are you at in the first turn. And so I think these Triple Crowns, it shows. I get it. Like, I'd never race for a title in the 450 class. I would be stressed out.
You'd be stressed.
Oh yeah. Well, because you're opening up so much more opportunities for something. Because you can get the whole shot and someone can plow into you in the first turn.
Yeah.
So I would be stressed if I was racing for a title. But I do think to succeed or not, it comes down to who's focused.
Stu told me those off-season Paris races, and you guys have all done them in this room, and Eli, you did them too. Stu told me those races were insane. How many times he was going to the gate and lining up? He didn't like.
I never did Paris, but yeah,
he never liked those gate drops. You know, so.
Well, when you're at Paris too, it's like you're not. There's no championship at the end of the end of the night, right? Like it's the one race, but. Yeah, when you look at the whole season, that part of it is stressful because, like I said, you have like 3 chances to jack something up, right? That something could happen, and you know what's I think the hardest part for those is the first race. Like it's like you have to treat it like a main, right? Like there's no heat race, there's no warming up.
Yeah,
like you got to go out to the first one and try to put up a good score.
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. It'd be stressful as a mechanic too. It'd be super stressful as a mechanic too. One last call for Eli Tomac, and then we'll let him go. Justin, what's your question for these 3 guys?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for taking my call. Ryan and Jake are new to the hunting world, 2 years. And Eli, you've probably been hunting your whole life. You guys got any tips for one another, or how about a trio going out and hunting out west?
Oh boy, yeah.
So I don't know. I think RV's been hunting more than 2 years, but I'm not that good. I went elk hunting this year. And I didn't get anything, so I think I need tips, man.
And Jake, you told me
I missed twice. I missed twice this year.
Jake, you told me you went out for 8 hours and saw nothing. You were telling me
we went out for fucking
hours?
3 days. Yeah, 2 years ago.
I mean,
didn't see shit.
You told me you waited 1 day and never saw a thing.
I've hunted pretty much my whole life. Not a ton of big game. Like, I'm getting more into that now, but. I mean, I've gone more than 8 hours and not saw anything.
Okay. See,
I've gone more than 8 hours.
That blew my mind. I'm not a hunter, so I'm like, hold on.
Well,
you're sitting in a tree for 8 hours and you don't see one thing?
I didn't tell you I was sitting in a tree. And also,
maybe a rabbit.
And also, typically, if you go on a hunt, you will see something, but usually it's far. You may not. You're not getting to it.
Oh, okay. Are you ever worried about mountain lions?
No.
Eli?
You have a gun.
You have a gun or a bow.
No, but they sneak up on you. You know?
I mean,
no.
I've seen them out before, ran into them. But
you got to remember, Eli. Steve doesn't own a gun in his life.
No.
He hasn't owned one. He's a Canadian, and they don't do guns. He's
Eli,
Eli, Steve lives next to an equestrian park in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Here we go. I just
he doesn't really understand.
Mountain bikers get attacked by mountain lions. It's happened, and they say you never see them coming, right? They just come up because these things are expert hunters.
And I don't know all of the mountain lion attacks, but the
right.
one I think you're referring to.
Yeah, there's one that you know.
The one you're referring to is he was changing his tire, so he's down on the ground, low.
Okay.
And there's an issue with that.
Eli, are you ever worried about getting attacked by other animals?
No.
Not really.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'm just asking.
No.
Right.
No, not in the lower. Well, I shouldn't say that. Not in Colorado where we hunt.
Yeah.
No. The one thing I'd be intimidated of is like a brown bear, right?
Yeah.
But I've never hunted in Alaska or where there are brown bears, wherever they are, Montana or Wyoming, whatever.
So Justin, it doesn't sound like any of these 3 guys have any advice on hunting.
Yeah.
No, but I'd love to go drink beer and cook and shoot some guns, so I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, we take our weapons on hikes, and if we happen to run into something, we might get it.
And then if not, I come back and I cook and we drink beers.
Why don't you guys do an auction to come hunt with you for fans?
Yeah,
great way to make some money.
Yeah.
That's
can
a great
you
way
set
to
it
make
up
money.
for us?
Yeah, I'll set it up for you.
All right, cool.
All right, we'll do a GoFundMe. Eli's not interested, I guarantee you, but you 2 are. Yeah.
We might surprise him. He might love hanging out with us.
Okay, all right. There we go.
It's a fucking hell of a time when we're out.
It really is. It really is.
I don't know if you could be the judge of that. You need other people to say it's a great time.
Well, I don't know. Ask Jake. Is it fun?
Oh, I've had a great time.
Okay, great.
We've had other people involved too, and they
Froze
seem
my
to
ass
enjoy
off
it.
in the back of his trailer. Froze my ass off. In
Eli,
the back of his
RV and Jake say that they are a lot of fun to hang out with. So there you go.
Oh
So,
no! Hold on. I don't say that. I say that I have a
all
great
those
time.
trips are fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
All right, Justin. Thanks for calling, man. Thanks.
Hey, thank you guys.
All right. Well, maybe we set something up here.
But Eli, you shot a bow. You were elk hunting with a bow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a whole nother fucking ball game.
Oh,
yeah, that's real skill.
Well,
right there.
yeah, you got to be within 60 yards, and most shots are taken
Yeah.
within 40.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so you see an elk or whatever you're hunting, Eli.
Yeah,
You have to
Yeah.
creep 40 yards towards it.
within 40.
Like the shot I missed this year was 52 yards, and he was downhill, but and then kind of quartering away, and I went flying over his back.
so,
Oh wow.
so you would have had to. You would have had to because shooting down, you're going to shoot high, so you're going to have to go low.
Yep. And I put my whatever. I should have been another 10 pin down, right? Because you have these pins on your bow, and normally it's 10 increments. I should have been another one down.
So
it's crazy.
Call it your scope, Steve. You have a round deal, and you have a little tiny. They call it a peep sight. That's
are there scopes on bow and arrows?
No, it's not. It's called a sight. But think of it as a scope. And when you pull your string back, you have to look through this little hole here close to your eye, which then covers the ring on the sight.
Okay.
So each pin from the top down is 10,
so many
20,
yards.
30, 40, 50, 60 if you have that many pins.
And they're like what, red, orange,
Yep,
yellow,
all different colors.
green.
And then if you're shooting downhill, you end up having to
go lower.
Is this the same kind of bow? Is this the same kind of bow that Rambo has?
No,
like that kind.
No, that's a recurve.
Oh, okay. So
this is compound. Like these bows shoot 400 400 feet a second.
Rambo's bows are pretty gnarly.
No, they're not.
Okay. But Eli, so you have to not make a sound, right? And then the smell, they can smell you if the wind is a certain way as you're creeping up to these things. Right.
That's the worst thing for them. Yeah, is the wind. So sound. I mean, because they're they go monster trucking through the forest too. It's not as big of a deal.
Yeah,
I mean, you still don't want to alert them, right? But wind is by far your biggest enemy.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I can't even imagine the patience that takes and.
Dude, sometimes it's gnarly. You gotta fucking. I've never done it, but I've watched it, seen it done, and my cousin does it. You gotta be quiet and gotta get within. You have to get within 40 yards.
Yeah. Good luck with that. There's no chance I would. I'm too fat. I just break branches and stuff. Right.
But you have to be it's like supercross riding. It's like you have to learn how to walk. In the woods.
Right.
And be quiet.
Yeah.
And get in this. Get yourself positioned to make the shot.
Right.
I know I said it 3 times.
All right. Well, I'm glad. I'm not going on your guys' hunting trip. You guys can go, but I'll raise some money so you guys can go.
What if we do a poll and then you have to come?
I feel like one of you guys would shoot me, by accident.
Because
Not
if
by
you get
accident.
shot, you're standing in the wrong spot.
No, you would tell the media. You'd say, "Hey, man, I heard a noise. I thought he was a black bear. I went for him."
No, that wouldn't happen.
Okay. All right. All right, Eli. Thanks for coming on, man. Thank you for calling. Congrats on the win and the points lead. Your Blue Crew looking great, having fun, and man, thanks a lot for coming on. Good job. Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right.
Later.
All right, later.
See ya.
That's Eli Tomac, everybody, brought to you by the folks at ORW. So we have